Alright, so moving on, we're going down to advanced training number 2. We've been kind of bouncing around these missions if you've been watching the menu screens at all. And staying on normal, we still got our Heavy Arms Gundam lowest level suit. Oh, going up against Duo here. And this, you can see this map adds a missile launching section. Yeah, we kind of want possession of that because missile launching sections just on their own can shoot missiles to take over other people's bases. Well, not just bases, fields in general, but they can actually do things about the bases. There's also, while we're trying to work our way down, you can see that we're in basically a race here with Shin.
Looks like you made a mistake.
And if we can engage him before he gets there... Okay, one of our guys... We had a guy who made it there first. He was also sort of set up there. I think it's Shin's foil. Well, we're going to say hello with a nice entrance by the Epion Gundam here. And then now we're facing off against Shin Izuka in the Destiny Gundam. This is a Gundam Seed Destiny Gundam. Okay, I guess the fact that Destiny's in the name of the Gundam Seed sequel sort of gave that up, but we're just going to be blasting people apart here. Whoa! Okay, he decided to make a lunge at us. In this game, Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3, there were a limited number of Seed suits that were available. In fact, it was just the most powerful of the series. The Strike Freedom Gundam for Kira Yamato, the Infinite Justice Gundam for Kira's childhood friend whose name escapes me at the moment, but I'm sure I'll probably remember it when I don't need to. I can see his face. He had black hair. Alright, as we take on Schwartz Bruder, and you can see that we're launching missiles against enemy fields, and that's allowing us to immediately capture that field. We can even do that to the enemy base, I believe, if it gets targeted. But you can see the enemy has spawned 2 units to try to take over the missile field, which is why I'm here to stop that from happening. So we've got Schwartz Bruder, a G Gundam character from Germany. Unfortunately, we're going to get interrupted by the boss arriving. I didn't really understand G Gundam's story very well, other than I know that, you know, Domon Kashu, the main character, is, I think, looking for his brother and at the same time trying to fight for his people in a Gundam contest. And Schwartz Bruder is from a different country, but for some reason I think he's somehow connected to
Can't keep wasting time on this.
somehow connected to Domon's brother. And I'm not, and G Gundam ranks as one of those series that I know absolutely nothing about, because the story mode for this game and the story mode for Gundam Reborn, the 4th one in the series, G Gundam gets no play, and hardly any play here, and no play in the next game. So you just kind of have to already know these things, and I don't. I do know a lot about the guy who is hanging out over here. That is Duo Maxwell, pilot of the Death Scythe Gundam from Gundam Wing, voiced by Scott McNeil in the show and here in the game. The game, I think, did a decent job of bringing together most of the actual voice actors from the dubbed animes for the English dub versions of these games.
Want to know more about yourself?
Well, one guy they could not get is the voice of Hiro Yui.
You better watch.
So you get the weird occurrence where we just got blown up by Duo. Fortunately, we had enough blue line that we could come back and try again without having to restart the whole level.
I'll keep fighting until peace reigns across the universe.
And again, I'm obviously abusing the most basic combo that Heavy Arms has, but one of the things that it does is it unleashes that hail of bullets out to the side, which kind of act as sort of a shield, so they'll sort of disrupt other enemies that try to come at you. And there's a secondary mission going on. Okay, you can see that Duo hits pretty hard. Duo's melee rating is pretty high, as you would imagine the Death Scythes would be, with the fact that its primary weapon is that giant scythe. And there's Makuvi, who evidently is my ally in this battle, and Katajina, another ally. I'm not sure necessarily want to have those guys as allies in real life, but whatever. Like I said, there's a secondary mission going on where we're supposed to go protect I think Fa or Faye, but Camille's childhood friend, who he sort of ends up with by the end of Zeta and Double Zeta Gundam. Yeah, it doesn't really pay to be a woman of significance who has some relationship with the main character in a Gundam series. There's a lot of death there if you choose that path.
There. That should keep them
Faye survives, but just about every girl Amuro ever crushed on, I think, ended up dead. And several of the women that Camille interacted with ended up dead. So I guess it's a miracle that Relina Peacecraft didn't end up dying as well. So we've got more suits to sort of pick up and decide whether or not I'm going to keep them or sell them. So there's, the Ak guy suit. Who really needed that suit? I mean, that's a low-level Mobile Suit Gundam suit. So we're going to go down into Advanced Training 3 on the tutorial missions. And Tro is actually leveled enough that he can access the red ability on his suit, which you might have briefly seen. We're going to go up against Garad Ran here, and we're going to get one ally who's already sitting on top of the communications tower. But there's a partner node as well. So we're probably going to go...
We've already been spotted.
I'm probably going to go after the partner node,
Let's smash our way through.
because not that I have a huge amount of faith in Judo Ashita, but I've seen Double Zeta Gundam, and so, the Double Zeta is quite the powerhouse, particularly for when it appears. But the Double Zeta kind of as a suit, it seems like a neat idea. I don't know if it's the natural evolution of the Zeta Gundam. Maybe it was, but I really think it was more the let's just see how much firepower we could stick on, sort of the Zeta Gundam platform. But you never, it goes away. I mean, after, of course, when they gave Tamino the all clear to do his Char counterattack movie, all of a sudden the fate of the Double Zeta wasn't nearly as important to the future of the franchise. So basically it was replaced effectively by the new Gundam. It's not, I mean, to argue it was replaced by the Regizi, but that's not really what happened. And then the new Gundam, spiritual successor, is the Unicorn Gundam. And of course neither of those Gundams suits have anything to do with the design of the Double Zeta. In fact, they follow sort of a different design philosophy than the Double Zeta. More streamlined, depending on the new type powers. You know, the Double Zeta feels like more of a weapons platform, whereas the new Gundam and the Unicorn Gundam were designed to be weapons themselves. So we're going to ignore Judo and whatever he's doing up there. We're going to try to take out the advanced base so that we can successfully get our partner into the fight. It's sort of interesting. This game came out in, I think, 2010 or 2011. And so Gundam Unicorn had not yet finished, so I don't even know if it was being dubbed at this point. And so I don't know. I don't know if the voice of Banneker Lynx is actually the voice that they ended up using. But we've got two problems here. We've cleared out the enemies, but I'm going to leave Seabrook Arno still has his personal nemesis, the bugs, running around here. But we got to work our way. Strategically speaking, that communications tower is the next most important objective we could go for. And the fact that Judo is struggling and we could theoretically help him might be a good reason for us to go up there. But, you know, I'm just going to shoot my way through every Zigok on the way there. Zigok is a suit, an underwater exploration kind of suit, developed by the Zeon forces during the 1 Year War. There's a Char version of the Zigok that's red. It has that does some cool stuff, but I mean, this is the suit is pretty worthless, I would think, except for certain situations. And as a battlefield frontline suit, it's really out of place here. But then again, the game's also spawning those silly gears that evidently are bugs from F91. Alright, so remember when I said we were going to go save Judo? Yeah, you can, this looks more to me like we're clearing our way to the enemy headquarters. Yeah, so sorry, Judo. But the bad part about doing this right now, you can start to see it coming across the screen. Those are the auto defenses. They are still up. So this is actually a bad move on my part. Of course, this is a move that I did, what, a year or two ago? So it's kind of hard for me to intervene and tell myself not to do it. Right now I'm trying to... See, I've lost Seabrook to the enemy defenses. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build up my special attack. I don't know what exactly that's supposed to give me right at the moment.
just isn't worth all of
because
this.
we need to decrease that red bar. We need to get it below half if we want to get those enemy... If we want to get the enemy guns offline in that sector, we need to...
Looks like I'm up.
Okay, well... So I'm going to try to clear out Field D and see if that does the trick.
How long are you gonna stay closed up inside of this thing?
Because I still have Banagher and Judo Ashta fighting each other on that one field. I get the strange impression that the Unicorn Gundam and the Double Zeta are having some sort of slapped fight over there, because really they should have... Judo should have been wasted by now. Of course, both those pilots have a connection to sort of Minerva Zabi. She was key to Haman Karn's conquest plans during Double Zeta Gundam. Although apparently she was using a body double the entire time. So, you know, you don't get to see much of Natalie Portman, but you evidently saw a fair amount of Keira Knightley. You may not have realized it. And of course, Banagher Lynx is very much attached to the grown-up, or at least older, Minerva Zabi, although he calls her Audrey. Alright, so, yeah, this is our communication facility, which means that if we can clear it, then we can bring in some allies, like Rakoa, in the Pallas Athene Titan suit, which I don't really... You know, it's a Titan suit from Zeta Gundam. I don't really have much care for it. I don't know, I just like my suits to be sort of samey, not crazy. Not crazy inventive. I mean, if your suit's going to be crazy inventive, there needs to be a reason for it.
That's it? They aren't bad, but they tend to group together.
It's alright, so we got rid of the Unicorn Gundam, and we got rid of Banagher, and we don't need to... We've taken out the defenses on the enemy base, because that's what happens when you go below half. So now we can go and take over the thingies again, and just occupying fields with our own, evidently Zaku tanks is what we have to work with here.
You know we're all counting on you, right?
Alright, so now we're going to take the enemy headquarters in order to induce the... Okay, there seems to be a lot more resistance here than I was expecting. Of course, not sure... But, you know, I've got Judo who's coming to sort of back me up here.
I'll manage somehow.
And I've got Rakoa, so they'll at least attract some fire and some attention. I'm not really sure where all the grenades came from, because unless they were these bugs that are doing that. Now we got Seabrook back for some reason. I guess they were trying to help.
It's just a scratch. I'll be
And now Rakoa is about to die. Which doesn't make a lot of sense. She's barely been on the field, but... now Judo's gone. Oh! You mean to tell me that we had to keep him alive this whole time?